Live from WKYC Studios, this is 3 News on WKYC Plus. Sponsored by Wayside Furniture, keeping it local since 1937.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. now. Welcome to the WKYC app. I'm Dave Chudowski. Deanita Harris has the morning off. We're taking a live look from our crew now on the west side. As you can see, it is a wild morning. Lake effect snow moved in overnight. Several cities issued parking bans. Hundreds of schools are closed. And now several counties have issued snow emergencies. Huron and Lorain counties have issued a level 2 snow emergency, meaning roadways are hazardous. And the sheriff is asking only those who believe it is necessary to drive should be on the roadways. You are asked to contact your employer to determine if you should report to work. And within just the few minutes, we have learned that Erie County is under a level 1 emergency and everyone is being asked to stay off the roads. The roads are closed to all non-emergency vehicles. Drivers on the road could be subject to arrest. I want to thank you so much for joining us on this Weather Impact Alert Day. We do have team coverage this morning as we will check in with our reporters, Candace Hare, David Greenberg. They have been outside all morning long. Brissa has a check of the roads, but first, let's start with Matt Wentz. He's been tracking the latest. Busy morning, buddy.
Yeah, busy morning for sure. You mentioned that Erie County and Lorain County warnings that we have right now, and that's due to a secondary ban that's developed over there. It's been parking. We've been talking about that on the TV side all morning, but let's get to it. Weather impact alerts go through this afternoon. By this evening, we should see some relief from the lake effect snow. Until then, it is going to be persistent, as it has been since about 3 o'clock yesterday. We've had some lake enhancement in that as well. Lake snow warnings, this is where you have the most problems, areas in that turquoise or aqua, and then we've got slick conditions with some problems. Eastern Erie County especially, you're under an advisory, but you have warning like snow right now. Here's the snow downtown. This has been persistent since 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Just consistent snow. 14 degrees, feels like -3 over at Hopkins. Here's your radar. Snow coming down real good in those areas of dark blue. We've got 2 main bands that have been, again, persistent and consistent overnight. This one coming into Cleveland area, it is really squeezing out the snow just south of Shaker Heights. You get into Warrensville Heights, Bedford, getting into the Solon area. Very heavy snow here along that 422 271 split there, all right, as it becomes 480. Real heavy snow ringing out there. That stretches into areas just south of Bainbridge along 306 between that and Aurora, and then just south of Auburn along 422. A mess right now. We've got lighter but moderate persistent snow up near Chardon heading into Lake County, and then we've got the secondary band heading into Lorain County. You've had some of the higher snow totals overnight. You'll match into the east side here in some of these totals. Oberlin just shifting north of you. LaGrange, you've had snow stretching into northern Medina County. Those 2 main bands are putting down about double, if not triple, the snow that everyone else is getting. The low pressure's here. Moisture still with the storm system is combining with lake effect. That's the reason for our consistent snow. Lake Michigan's still going. They've had over 20 inches downwind of that lake as well. Cold air is the big story if you're not getting the snow. 9 in Ashland. Ditto that in Mansfield right now. That wind is blowing around our powdery snow. It's very lightweight. So we've got wind chill values that are below 0 when that wind blows. It is cold outside this morning. Wind chill values will stay near 0 for much of the day. And here's your forecast. Snow eventually coming to an end, staying cold. We'll talk about how much we're expecting, and we'll take you through the weekend coming up in that forecast in just minutes. Meanwhile, let's send it over to Brissa. She's got an important look at the roads.
Yeah, that 271, 422 split that Matt was just talking about, that band is coming through. Well, here it is on the roadways. We saw this shot maybe about an hour ago, and things weren't as clear, but they were definitely looking a little bit better than this. You can see things only down to about 2 lanes right now, and these cars are moving very, very slow through this stretch of 271 right now. Average speeds in this area about 30 miles per hour. Taking a look at the big picture map, we are tracking quite a few accidents this morning, but I do want to show you where all that snow is moving in. This is all the bands that Matt was just talking about. So that 271 area, if we dive on in through here, northbound and southbound, again, things moving very, very slow to get between 422 and 90 right now along 271. Going to take you 28 minutes. To put that into perspective, usually it'd take you about 12, 13 minutes to get through there. So nearly double the time if you are traveling along 271. If you're traveling along 77 this morning, where things are also taking you double the time to get through, is between 480 and 90. Going to take you 13 minutes in these northbound lanes. Heading southbound through there, going to take you about 10. So still more than it usually would because of that snow coming on through. We also have an accident in a very inconvenient spot this time of the morning. We're talking about 77 here through the Bath Township area. Just south of 271, we have an accident blocking that northbound lane, or just before 271, I should say. This northbound lane just near Bath Township in the Summit County area. Dave.
All right, Brissa, thank you very much. 7:05 now. We want to get right to Candace Hare. She is outside this morning. She's been outside all morning long. Candace, we're telling people to stay inside and to stay warm, but not you. You get the job of telling everyone it's cold outside and stand in it.
It is cold, and you know what, Dave? I'm going to give everyone out there a piece of advice. If you have to go out today, I want you to learn from my mistakes. So I'm wearing my usual very toasty coat, many layers underneath, but I made a big mistake today in that my coat goes down about mid-thigh, and that is not long enough because so much of this wind is coming up underneath my coat, and it doesn't really matter how many layers you have on at that point. It's cold. So if you're heading out the door, grab your long coat today if you have one. Take a look over to your left. This is I-480 in the Garfield Heights area. You heard Brissa talking about all that slow-moving traffic. It's been slow out here all morning, but I will say, at least visually from my vantage point, the road's looking better over here on the interstate. I can't tell you even. I've lost count of how many ODOT cars I've seen come through here working to plow these roads, and you can see that they are having an impact as these cars are able to make it through, even at an hour like this when traffic really does pick up, even though you have these snowy conditions. I think the bigger issue out in this area on the interstate, at least, is the visibility. It's really dropped over the last couple of minutes as we've started to get more precipitation in the air and with that wind taking an effect as well. So just keep that in mind. A lot going on, but slow and steady certainly wins the race today, Dave.
All right, we can expense a new coat for you, Candace, and then you'll be ready for the next time. Thank you. All right, let's check in with David Greenberg now. Last time we saw him over earlier this morning, we saw him playing in the snow and talking about donuts, but I believe he's in a car now, heading back towards downtown. Is that the case, Greenberg? And if so, what are you seeing?
No. Al, Dave, good morning. Yeah, we were outside earlier. We were trying to stop at the Krispy Kreme. They turned the hot light on, and so we were about to stop in. Unfortunately, there were a couple too many cars in the drive-thru in front of us, so we didn't have enough time because, as you know, Dave, the show must go on. So right now we're on 271 South heading towards Beechwood, where a lot of the slowdowns have been coming. We actually just passed an Escalade that was was off, that had driven off the road there, and looks like there's a couple of blue lights on the far left side of your screen. You can see them there. It looks like those are police officers. Difficult to tell from this vantage point what's going on over there. Obviously, the median is kind of breaking it up, but again, traffic definitely slowed right now. We're going just about 40 miles an hour, just about 40, and as you can see, the roads are there right now. These are probably about the best that we've seen all morning long. So we're going to do our best to stay safe out here, and I hope that everybody else who's driving as well is going to be doing the same thing, because it's been pretty rough out there. It's cold, it's really windy, which makes it a lot worse, and it's kind of blowing that snow all over the place, and the snow has just been persistent all morning long.
Yeah, certainly be careful out there, no question about it, as you will eventually make your way back to the station. We'll check in with you later on. David Greenberg, photojournalist Tim Coffey, thank you. Meantime, Cleveland is opening 4 rec centers as warming centers. You can see the locations there on your screen. They'll be open today from 11:30 a.m. until 10 tonight, then again Sunday through Tuesday. In Akron, the Emergency Overnight Warming Center on East Vorse Street is open now through Sunday from 7 p.m. until 8 a.m. The location offers free food, clothing, and shelter for anyone in need. And we'll continue to keep you updated throughout the morning as lake snow warnings and winter weather advisories are active until 7 o'clock tonight throughout the area. And you can get the latest tracking and traffic alerts both on air and right here on the WKYC app. What a morning.